If you're looking for a compressor system, filtration, custom blending system, please call us. Now Frank Doyle, who's an expert in the field, is going to show you two custom installations that he's been involved with, and this will give you a better indication of what's possible.
The system comprises of two valve compressors capable of pumping up to 720 litres of air per minute. From the compressors, the gas goes through condensate traps to a refrigeration system, which is installed behind this board here. And what you see here, these gauges indicate the intermediate stage pressure of each stage on each compressor, so we can determine if there are any problems with the compressor rolls. From the refrigeration system, we run to the final condensate trap. In this trap, oil parts and condensation is separated. From there, the air flows through two lines factor tower filters. This particular filter setup is suited for up to 22 cubic feet per minute. It also has an indicator sight glass that enables you to determine when the filters need to be changed. Okay, the compressed air can be stored in high pressure cylinders. These cylinders are rated to 450 psi or around 300 bar. The gas from these cylinders or from the compressors can be sent via remote tubing 60 metres away from here to our air filling station in the dive shop. For partial pressure nitrox and trimix blending, we're using a nice panel here, but before we do any type of blending with this particular type of partial pressure system, the gas from the compressors or from the cascade system must be purified by secondary filtration. Here we have a Lawrence factor filter, which is just a simple filtration system to make sure that we take out any excess hydrocarbons. The gas coming from here, before any of our oxygen or helium is added to the system, would come through via stainless steel tube into the panel. From the panel goes through the booster system or a booster pump. This is a pneumatic pump that's capable of pumping up pressures to 5,000 psi. From the pump, the gas goes back through the system and pressures are measured via a digital or an analog gauge and through to either filling nitrox tanks. Here we can fill on this system up to 9 tanks at one time with the same blend. Now, for filling helium mixes or trimixes into twin tanks, we're capable of filling 5 sets of twins at once. The system or the booster pump itself, the advantage of a booster means that when the pressures are equalised from either gas supply of oxygen or helium, the pump takes over and boosts pressures. For example, for say an oxygen decompression cylinder, we can take the pressure up to 200 bar. So efficiency of a booster pump means you don't have to drain tanks to do top-ups for nitrox or for trimix fills, so therefore you can be saving money on helium and trimix blends. All these components can be bought individually from compressors, the refrigeration, the filtration, Lawrence factors, cascade systems or high pressure storage, blending panels and booster systems, along with custom valves and fittings to suit the individual's needs to make their compression and filtration systems a lot more efficient. This compressor room comprises of two Bauer 300 litre per minute units. From the compressors, the gas or air is pumped through a refrigeration system. From the refrigeration system, runs through 3 Lawrence factor Bauer tower filters. From the tower filters, the air is then transferred to where we have our normal air filling whips. Over here we have a nitrox membrane system. The nitrox membrane system makes its own nitrox mixes anywhere from 32 to 40%, which go directly into the intake feeds of the Bauer compressors. Any gas that may be needed for partial pressure blending for the trimix or nitrox system, which we have outside, can be transferred from the compressors to a high pressure storage bank system, which can store up to 300 bar or 4,500 psi of air. That gas, when it's transferred to the blending panel, would go through a hyper-purifying Lawrence factor tower filter system. From there, through stainless tubing high pressure lines, the gas will be running approximately 30 metres to the blending station. This partial pressure blending panel here comprises of many different valves that serve different purposes. Here we have the inlet valves for our oxygen and helium gas supplies, which are set up here on manifolds. The gas is transferred through the stainless line to the valves. From there, it then goes through the electric booster pump here. Once the gas travels through the pump, it comes back to the panel, and the desired pressures are sent to either the trimix or twin tanks for nitrox, or helium mixers, or to decompression stage tanks. The booster pump itself enables the gas filling system to boost pressure, for example, to an oxygen decompression tank up to 200 bar. The system here is a custom fit and could be fitted to any type of system supply dive shop that may be needing trimix capabilities. All these items can be purchased individually and installed to suit the dive shop's needs.